Hey there, folks. I've got a story to share about some friend of mine, Lily. She told me this a few years ago, but to this day it keeps me up at night. It all started a few years back when I was living in the bustling city. Now, I'm not usually one to believe in the supernatural, but what happened to me and my friends that summer made me question everything I thought I knew. My friend, Alex, was always a little bit distant and get cold feet often. We met in college and bonded over our shared love of cheesy horror movies and late-night pizza runs. Despite his aloofness, Alex was the kind of guy you could always count on, no matter what. One day, Alex came to me with this crazy idea. He'd heard about this abandoned building on the outskirts of town, an old factory that had been shuttered for years. Rumor had it that the place was haunted, that strange things happened there after dark. Being the adventurous types that we were, Alex suggested we check it out for ourselves, just for fun. At first, I was hesitant. I mean, who in their right mind goes poking around in abandoned buildings? But Alex was persistent, and eventually, I caved. We rounded up a few friends, grabbed some flashlights, and set out for the old factory one balmy summer evening. As soon as we stepped foot inside, I knew we'd made a mistake. The air was thick with dust and decay, the walls covered in graffiti and peeling paint. It was like stepping into another world, a world where time had stopped and all that was left was darkness and despair. We split up into pairs, each of us exploring a different section of the factory. Alex and I stuck together, our footsteps echoing off the empty walls as we made our way deeper into the bowels of the building. That's when we heard it, a soft whispering sound that seemed to be coming from all around us. At first, I thought it was just my imagination playing tricks on me. But as we pressed on, the whispers grew louder, more insistent. It was like they were trying to tell us something dark and terrible that lurked just beyond the edge of our understanding. We should have turned back right then and there, but something compelled us to keep going, deeper and deeper into the heart of the factory. And that's when we found it, a hidden chamber tucked away in the darkest corner of the building. Inside, we found all sorts of strange symbols scrawled on the walls, along with candles and other ritualistic objects. It was like stumbling upon the lair of some ancient cult, a place where dark forces held sway over the minds of men. Alex and I hightailed it out of there as fast as our legs would carry us. We didn't stop running until we were safely outside, the cool night air washing over us like a cleansing wave. But even then, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was following us, something dark and malevolent that lurked just beyond the edge of our vision. In the days that followed, strange things started happening. Alex became withdrawn, distant, like he was carrying some terrible burden that he couldn't shake. He started having nightmares, waking up in a cold sweat with tears streaming down his face. And then there were the whispers, the same soft, insistent whispers that we'd heard in the factory, following him wherever he went. At first, I tried to chalk it up to stress, to the trauma of what we'd experienced that night. But as the days turned into weeks, it became clear that something was seriously wrong. Alex was slipping away from us, bit by bit, like he was being consumed by some unseen force that we couldn't hope to understand. I tried to talk to him, to get him to open up about what he was going through, but he just brushed me off, insisting that everything was fine. But I could see the fear in his eyes, the way they darted around the room like he was afraid of what might be lurking in the shadows. And then, just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, they did. Alex disappeared without a trace, leaving behind nothing but a cryptic note and a sense of emptiness that seemed to hang over our little group like a dark cloud. The police were called in to investigate, of course, but they turned up nothing. It was like Alex had vanished off the face of the earth, leaving behind nothing but questions and a sense of unease that seemed to pervade every corner of our once tight-knit group. I don't know what happened to Alex that night in the old factory, and I'm not sure I want to know. All I know is that something evil lurks in the shadows of that old building, something that's hungry for souls and will stop at nothing to get what it wants. So, if you ever find yourself in the vicinity of that old factory, take my advice and stay far away. Because once you've heard the whispers, there's no turning back. And who knows what horrors await those foolish enough to listen.